Tonight, while you lie there doing a convincing impression of a relaxed person, a grape-sized lump on top of your kidney clocks in for the night shift. Its one job? To panic about money you don't have. That little overachiever is your adrenal gland, and it pumps out a hormone you've definitely heard blamed for everything: cortisol. During the day, being skint keeps you tense, snappy, wired to the ceiling. You already knew that bit. What nobody mentions is that the dread doesn't clock off when you do. It simply moves to the night shift, and it does its finest work while you're unconscious and can't argue back.
Here's the genuinely strange thing.
At 3 in the morning, nothing has actually changed. The rent hasn't moved, the banking app shows the identical number. Nobody is hammering on your door, and yet you'll wake up, foggier, hungrier, and somehow further behind than when your head hit the pillow. Same money, worse you. So what exactly is happening in the dark? Start with the slow version. This whole thing begins in your head. A worried hypothalamus nudges the pituitary. The pituitary signals the bean on your kidney, and out comes cortisol, the body's main alarm hormone. A single fright sets it off and then fades. In 2004, Sally Dickerson and Margaret Kemeny pooled 208 separate studies and confirmed what anyone behind on rent already suspected. It's the threats with no end in sight that keep the alarm ringing for weeks. Severe or long-running pressure can leave the stuff circulating in your blood for stretches that don't really stop. And it isn't shared out fairly. Miller and Chen found the spikes turn oddly specific. Women run higher than men once the worry becomes chronic. Identical bill for everyone. The body just charges different rates. Now the nightly rhythm. In a calm body, this hormone runs on a tidy clock. Lowest late at night, then a deliberate surge right before you wake. Scientists even named it the cortisol awakening response, the splash of momentum that peels you off the mattress. Lovely. Helpful. Except when you're behind on everything, the dread keeps the tap dripping all night in steady, hourly pulses. So you don't earn one gentle morning splash. You get slow marinated until the alarm goes off. Why would your body do something so unhelpful? Because it is genuinely trying to save your life. Cortisol's ancient job is to prep you for a fight. It floods your blood with sugar, building brand new glucose from scratch, even stripping spare protein out of your muscles for raw material. Then it tells your body to ignore insulin, the hormone that would normally clear that sugar away, so the fuel just stacks up and waits. All of it readies you to sprint from a predator. The predator is a text from your landlord. There is no sprint. You're horizontal, under a duvet, fully fueled for a chase that never comes.
While it's busy bracing you for battle,
The same hormone quietly stands your defenses down. Your body keeps a squad called natural killer cells, the name is not subtle, whose entire purpose is hunting viruses and rogue tumor cells. A night soaked in cortisol disarms them, stripping the weapons clean off their surface. So you wake up guarded by no one, which goes a fair way to explaining why the exact week you're most frightened about money is the week you catch every cold going round the office.
Keep this running long enough,
and it gets personal. Feed your body a steady drip of cortisol for weeks, and it begins dismantling its own muscle for spare parts. Being skint, followed to its logical conclusion, will literally eat you, quietly, from the inside. To settle a debt it can never actually see. You'd think all this cortisol would at least have the decency to show on your face. It doesn't. You've maybe heard of cortisol face, that puffy, swollen look the internet now blames on stress in every other video. The honest truth, that's down to rare hormonal disorders, not your overdraft. Your money panic won't touch your reflection. What it's doing below the surface is considerably less photogenic.
There's a nasty little loop.
Bolted on too. Hunger runs on its own hormone, ghrelin, and when ghrelin climbs, it drags cortisol up right alongside it. So money fear makes you hungry. The hunger makes more alarm hormone, and round you go. A financial wobble and a 1 a.m. fridge raid holding hands. It even cranks up the acid in your stomach for good measure, so your gut spends the night frothing, picking a fight with a number on a screen. The number does not notice. In short, sharp bursts, cortisol is brilliant for memory. It's the reason you can still replay in full color the day your card got declined in a packed shop. But over the long term, it flips completely. Prolonged exposure damages the cells in a region of your brain called the hippocampus, the bit you lean on to learn, to plan, to think straight. Sit inside money fear for months, and the hormone slowly wears down the precise equipment you'd need to think your way back out. Sit with that. The thing keeping you awake is quietly making you worse at solving the thing keeping you awake.
So that is the answer.
The money hasn't budged overnight, but you have. You wake already taxed, blood loaded with sugar and nowhere to burn it. Your guards stood down, your muscle nibbled, and the clear-thinking corner of your skull a touch more worn than yesterday. The problem needs the calm, sharp version of you. The long night spent fretting over it hands you the foggy, frayed one instead.
And here's the joke your body will never get.
That faithful gland on your kidney cannot read a bank statement. It can't tell a charging lion from a late payment fee, so it just sounds the alarm and works the night watch. Unpaid, every single night, guarding you from a danger that money could fix, and it will never comprehend. You'll lie there, perfectly still, defended to the last cell, by something that is utterly convinced it's helping. Sleep well.